Hello, welcome back. We are in episode 6 of Command 201 Club. Way to go. So, today we are going to talk about mini events or micro events. You can choose whatever name you prefer, but all we're talking about is a way to gather a small group of people in a way that's going to be really meaningful to that group and to you to start building a deeper relationship so that it makes sense when you're talking to them, just getting life updates about whatever it is you share in common. And that way they start to know that you're in real estate because you're just having these basic check-in conversations with them as you're dialoguing about whatever that other thing is. So let me give you some examples. It might make a little bit more sense. And again, as always, the mission with Command 201 Club is that we are trying to get you to 201 contacts in your Command database before 2/1, which is February 1st, because we know that agents across Keller Williams have told us that when they have at least 201 agents, that's the threshold for when they're able to get their business really systemized and running at an optimal level. And then you can keep going and growing from there. So, how do we do a mini event? What is a mini event and why does it work? So, whenever I say like, oh, host an event, you're going to be able to bring in people that are all one, similar type or like a first time home buyer event, that can feel really intimidating if you've never hosted an event before. So, a mini event, I tell people, think of it as something that you probably already do. One example, and I like to use examples from my real life. One example might be a doggy birthday party. So I have a group of neighbors who all have dogs. We all meet at the local dog park. We know each other's names, or at least we know each other's dogs' names. And that was a great way to get people together. It was a small group. There's about 10 of us that live in the neighborhood that have similar medium-sized dogs. And so when I was planning my dog's birthday party, I decided to hold it as a mini event. I had some little doggy treats that my dog really enjoyed, and I had them all bagged up for all 10 of the dogs. And so when I went to the dog park, I would say to the owners, some of which I did not know by name, hey, we want to invite your dog and you to my dog's birthday party. Is it okay if I text you an invitation? That was the way that I opened the door. And then we just had it at a local dog park. It was about 10 of us. It was like 30 minutes long. And that was it. So it's a really small event. All I did was bring doggy treats, and everything else was just me gathering their information so that I could communicate with them. And we would, every single time I would ask somebody for their phone number or for information, their email address, so I could send them the invite. I would always say, I'm so embarrassed. I only know your dog's name. And I would introduce myself. And I would always say something like, I'm sure we formally met each other early on, but I'm Jacqueline and my dog is Bailey. And here's my cell phone number. Let me text it to you right now so that you have it. And I would send them a little text that said, Jacqueline owner, Bailey is the dog, just so that they knew who I was. It was a very easy way for me to then get contact information and to start a deeper relationship with these people I was running into. So that's an example of a mini event. 10 people, not a lot of prep, not a lot of work, something I was going to do anyway. I was going to celebrate my dog's birthday. Okay, so if you don't have a dog or if you don't celebrate your dog's birthday, there are a lot of other ways to do this. The other one that I love to do, again, experience from my real life, is I have a group of girlfriends that love to get together and just do a wine night. Back in the day, we used to watch The Bachelor, which is terrible. Reality TV, though, it was a good bonding moment. We ended up not watching much of the TV show, to be honest, and we just ended up chatting and connecting and reconnecting because everyone's lives get so busy that our wine and bachelor night was really more about us just connecting as a group of friends. So that's another small group. There was only 7 of us, and it was something where we would just rotate whose home we were holding it at. So for that one, I already had almost everybody's email address because we would email whose house we were going to be at. And by that point, I had almost everybody's physical address. So in that case, I was hosting a mini event for people who I already had their contact information. And I was just holding a special event for that group to get together. So in that case, that was a mini event where I just sent out an invitation. I was hosting a little wine and cheese night, and I just invited them over. And it wasn't for our bachelor watch party. It was just an additional one after the season was over. So it's just an excuse to get people together. Again, mini event, small people. I told everybody, bring the wine you like to drink. This is what I'll have there. And I had a cheese plate. something I was going to do anyway, not a lot of extra expense. So that would be another way to do a mini event. Now, the reason I give you those two examples is I'm sure your mind can run wild on who you're inviting, right? It just depends on what things you're actively doing anyway in your life. And I say that because I don't want you to have to spend too much extra work. Don't think of it as a big production because you never get to it. Those big events take a lot of time and investment. So instead, think of them as these small groups of 5 to 15 people, really small groups where you get a chance to actually interact and engage with those people. So what your challenge is for today is to think of one group of people that's appropriate in your life and create a mini event for the end of January. That way you can be reaching out over the next week or two. You can be sending out an invitation. You can be getting contact information if you need it and you don't already have it, and invite to that event. Make it small, make it simple, not a lot of time, not a lot of expense, just an excuse for everybody to hang out. Then when you go take that list of people you've invited, regardless of whether they even show up to the event or not, take the list of people when you put them into your command database. So when you're entering those contacts in, I want you to add a special tag. So for example, the people that came to the doggy birthday, they got tagged with just the word dog. Anyone that I invited to her birthday party, my dog's birthday party, now is in my command system with the hashtag and tagged with the word dog. The reason I do that is that moving forward, when I meet people at the dog park, I will now tag them with that same tag so that going forward, any future events, if I wanted to pull it, I can get all of those contacts that have that tag in common together in one place so that I can send them an email or a mailing or whatever it is that I have for that group. So that is your challenge. Plan a mini event for the end of January, pull all of the contact information for that small group of 5 to 15, send out the invitation for your mini event, and then start entering them into command with your specialized hashtag and tag in command so that you know how to find that group again. All right, good luck, get out there. See you later.